Hi, everyone. Bobbie LaPorte here again with my weekly leadership tip for your best next move, where I help you see continuing curveballs as an opportunity. So this week, I'd like to continue to address the topic I introduced last week, which is the current economic slowdown we're experiencing and the impact and the opportunity that this provides for leaders. Because in this environment, the concept of social capital is more important than ever. And why is that? Well, it's clear that our professional networks have shrunk since the beginning of the pandemic, while at the same time, our company's attrition and hiring challenges are growing. So to help reverse these trends, leaders and organizations will need to manage workplace interactions more intentionally. And it all starts with you as a leader. But before I provide more context and offer my tip, let's define social capital. Social capital is the presence of networks, relationships, shared norms, and trust among individuals, teams, and business leaders. It is the glue that holds organizations together. When teams feel connected, they tend to get work done faster and do more of it. And they also tend to be more engaged, to be willing to go beyond the minimum work requirements and to stick around more, and also recommend their organization to others. So social capital really matters to an organization's performance, and it's an important currency for today's leaders. But also, employees who feel more connected with people in their networks are twice as likely to report higher levels of sponsorship for their career advancement, and they're 1.5 times more likely to report a sense of belonging at work and to report being engaged at work. But unfortunately, recent research shows that people are less focused on building or nurturing their networks, which is sort of understandable, I guess, because during the pandemic, people turned inward and focused mostly on maintaining connections with close associates and members of their own teams, rather than building or maintaining relationships with new colleagues or other indirect associates in the company. And while this varies by industry, job level, and gender, it is clear that social capital is no longer just nice to have. It's becoming a core lever that business leaders can use to attract, retain, and bring out the best in employees, enabling them to achieve and even exceed their performance goals. So leaders should manage social capital in the same way they manage any other type of corporate capital, more intentionally. So with that in mind, here's my tip. One of the keys to building and maintaining relationships in this environment is motivation. So consider your own motivation. How can you be more intentional in building and deploying your social capital to benefit you, your team, and the organization? Start with identifying just one person, just one to start, who could be instrumental to your success. Then answer these 3 questions. Do you have a strong existing relationship with this person? Or do you need to repair and reinvest in this relationship? Or third, do you need to build this relationship from scratch? I mean, likely one of those questions will apply to the person you select. And then if you follow through on those actions and you do this each week for the next month, you'll be well on your way to building the critical social capital you need and starting to role model how this is done for your team. So that's my tip for the week. Excuse me. Please also check out my summer slowdown tips on LinkedIn each Thursday that help you make the most of this summer. All right, everyone. Have a great week and a productive week. Start thinking about working on that social capital, and I'll see you next Monday.